There's too many Zoo Pals. Why is there so many Zoo Pals? How do they sell Zoo Pals? Do they sell like variety packs of Zoo Pals, or like do you just get one? We've got a frog, a chicken, a crab. We've got a turtle, a snail. Somehow the snail sucks because the snail. Why is snail in C tier? Because it just has its shell and like its whole face has the plate, and then there's nothing in the little side compartments. Whereas most animals will have like their ears or like feet, hooves, horns, whatever, be the outer like side segments of it. Like the mouse that's like S tier. The design works. Frog S tier. Duck S tier. I can get with that, even though they did put the mouse down in C tier for some reason, and the fish that goes in S tier. I think like the way I would do this is the more that a specific design works with it really well is how I would put it in there. Like this seagull looks absolutely awful, and I think that earns it a spot in F tier. Dolphin doesn't even go with it at all. You just put a dolphin on a plate. The dolphin design does not at all go with it whatsoever. I think you need to pull up your own tier list for this to be able to see it. There's a whale. Whale also, that's just a gray plate with a few lines on it. Yeah, like you didn't do anything there. That's F tier. But also his face is silly, so he goes up to E tier actually. Then this tier list sucks. There is a goose and a duck. They are the exact same design for the most part. The eyes and hair are a little different, except on this tier list, the duck is in S tier, but the goose is all the way in F tier for some reason. And one fish, the orange fish, is in C tier, and the other fish, the green one, is in F tier. I don't really see why they did that. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, they're both fish. They have the same sort of design. Obviously their patterns are a little bit different. Their facial expression different. But it's like, what are you ranking these based off of? Oh, and then there's another orange fish that's in E tier. What is the point? Why'd you do that this way? So my excuse about the whole stream thing is that I'm out of it. I'm a little silly today, and honestly, I don't care because I haven't done anything important, so it's just funny to me. The penguin. The penguin's good. I don't see why this penguin's in E tier. I mean, its nose isn't very straight up. It's just sort of a carrot instead of a full beak. But I mean, it looks more so silly than like wrong. So I don't see what the issue is. I don't know why they put that all the way down in E tier. That's like B tier at least. The ladybug can go down to F. It doesn't like that. That looks like that one kids show. Was it like Sunny Patch Friends or something? Yeah, Miss Spider's Sunny Patch Friends. The Ladybug Zoo Pal reminds me of that. So it goes straight to the bottom of F. Like, it gets its own tier of Sunny Patch Friends, and it's absolutely disgusting. Then there's this like calico cat next to it. Pretty sure it's a calico. That face is awful. That goes in E, and same with the dog next to it. That dog face isn't like good. Like, it doesn't, like, it's a Dalmatian, but it's just like all the other faces are so silly and stuff, and then you get to the dog and the cat and they look awful. And then there's a pit bull, I think. I'm not like a dogs guy when it comes to Zoo Pals. I thought I was earlier. I thought I remembered what the Zoo Pal dogs look like, and I thought I liked them, but no. These are bad. I think all of the dog and cat related ones go into like E for being bad. Except for the one beneath this koala here. I know you can't see this. I'm just trusting that you also have an image of this Zoo Pals tier list pulled up. Um, except for that one. That one can stay up here. You know, it's like a baby husky or something, because it doesn't have a stupid big mouth. I mean, its mouth is big, but it looks correct. It's not floppy. I mean, it's like colon 3 face, I guess. Which, I mean, who can't be a fan of that? So that one, I think that one goes into A. You know, it's not an S tier, but it can go up in A. The mouse, I already mentioned, that's an S tier. There's a falcon here. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. These bird ones, I don't think any of the birds work. Because either the way the bird works is looking off to the side, so you can see its beak, like this kind of the penguin. Penguin doesn't fly, therefore, you know, fake bird. But the pelican, the falcon, the toucan, the flamingo, all of them look off to the side or something while they stare at you, so you can see their beak to prove, like, hey, this is a bird. No, lame. I'm not. My plate is supposed to be the animal. I'm not supposed to have an animal on my plate. The plate is my animal. You know. That's what I'm saying. And then the bunny here, the pink bunny, is just the one from Animal Crossing. So I'm putting that one in F tier because the New Horizons event sucks. I mean, you know, a hot take, by the way. The New Horizons event for Easter is not good. But I mean, neither is New Horizons, so, you know, it just makes sense. The octopus has a silly hat, and I think because it is a silly hat, it can go into A tier. I'm assuming that is an octopus, because honestly, I feel like they had to give it the hat so you would think it's an octopus, because it just says, hey, this is a sea creature. So I think objectively because of that, it should go in F tier, but the hat is silly, and I think that it's funny that they had to give it a hat for you to know that it was an octopus. So actually, it's an S tier one, actually. The panda does its job well. I'm actually taking it back. I don't think it should matter how well the animal functions as a plate. No, that's not what I meant. Most animals don't function as a plate. I mean, like a turtle does. A turtle can function as a plate. You could probably have a picnic on a turtle before it walked away. But the panda, same with the panda, actually, you probably could. Panda lays down, you could do it. But this panda plate that I'm seeing here, it just does its job well, and I think when a plate does its job well and isn't like exactly an awesome design, it gets like a solid B tier, you know? The panda's in B tier. It's already in B tier on this list, so, you know, I can get behind that. The beaver goes in C tier because I mean, like, it works well, but I just, you know, he's got a stick in my food, and I'm not really, you know, I'm not really a fan of that. Why did this turn into a soup house tier list video? The moose, I'm kind of a fan of the moose. It's got a silly face. I mean, it is also next to giraffe. Giraffe also has like the silliest face, I think. Both of those can go into B tier, I think. I don't really know how many of these like Zoopal's piercing eyes I want looking into my soul at all points in time. There's a fox one here. It's very, very red. Like way, way redder than it needs to be. I think that one can go in A tier. I'm kind of a fan of the color. You know, I'm not really a fan of the mouth and the eyes, but I'm a fan of the color. This kangaroo one is unique in the fact that it has two animals on it. I mean, they're the same animal, but like it's the kangaroo and the child. So that, you know, simply for being unique, but also looking awful. I think it gets high of C tier, I think. Then there's, well, I guess a dinosaur here. It's green and it's got scales, orange scales running down its back. Its face does not fill in the center plate. So I have to, it's like a D tier. It just doesn't work. I mentioned like a donkey or a mule earlier, and it's got a really, really big smile, a big toothy grin, and I hate it. So it gets like E tier. I'm not a fan. There's a bowl plate down in E tier. It doesn't look like it has the side portions. It might be in the horns. Either way, it's I mean, I guess the horns would have to be the side portion, because I don't see anything else, and they wouldn't just have horns protruding off of a plate. I think the bowl goes into like A tier, because I mean, it looks good, you know. Visually is fine. And then what? There's a Stegosaurus. The Stegosaurus is fine. Stegosaurus goes in B tier. I know, it just, there's nothing really to say about it. I don't know why I said Stegosaurus. It's a Triceratops. Alright, I'm not a fool. I know my dinos. Sometimes. There's a sheep. I mean, the sheep's pretty normal. B tier. There's not much to say on it. There's a snake. That's supposed to be a snake, I guess, which is also in D tier on this list. I don't like it. It doesn't really look like a snake to me. It sort of just makes me think like frog again or alligator again. I just think it's not a good enough one. It goes in E, I think. Like, I guess it's fine, but I don't really care. The owl one looks good, specifically because here. Let me just go over here. And then let me grab an owl. Yeah, I like the way an owl is that I feel like its beak is so much. I mean, an owl is like smaller than a penguin, I would feel, as somebody who has not looked at these creatures in person. And its beak is just so much smaller than that of like a king penguin, which is like the penguin I think of. That I think the small carrot works in its favor. And also, it was more than just like 3 colors. Yeah, it's 4 colors actually. So it is more than 3 colors. It just looks better. It looks better. It's like high B tier, maybe low A tier. I don't know. There's a raccoon one. I'm a fan of the raccoon. I'll put it in A tier. Raccoons are cool. There's a purple snake one that somehow places higher than the green snake. No, and snakes, they aren't purple. So that's like bottom E tier. There's a skunk one. I don't want a skunk while I'm eating my food. So F tier. We've got a rhino. The rhino isn't looking straight at you, but I feel like with the horns, it sort of works in this one, and its face still does fill up the thing. And what I mean by its face filling up the center of the plate is like when you go to the birds sort of have like an outline and the color changes when you get to the edges of the plate or something that shows you, hey, this is its face and here's plate. Whereas the rhino is the same color the whole time. Its face is still the plate even though it's angled. I think that's fine. So that can go anywhere in B tier. I don't really care. I don't know what this tier list looks like right now. There's a white rabbit, but its face is just, you know, marginally more disgusting than I want it to be. So that's bottom of F tier. I don't like it. There's a baby seal, and so that's like S. There's a bee that stares into your soul. I'm not exactly the biggest fan of that. I think I already talked about this one. I don't really remember. D tier. Maybe I changed my opinion on it. I don't know. There's another penguin up there in A tier. On this list, and I disagree. So it goes into D. I'm not a fan. There is something next to there's something in between the panda and the octopus, and I don't know what it is. I imagine it's supposed to be a beaver, but I thought we already did that. Its teeth are throwing me off. I don't like it, so it goes into F tier. I can't recognize what it is. The pig's nose should be centered. I don't need to see it smile to know that it's a pig, so it's like C tier. I think the koala is fine. It can stay where it is in B tier. All of the fish, they're like a C tier to me, I think. Maybe I made them a B tier there because technically they do what they're supposed to do, but I just like, they aren't good enough of designs. I know, I don't like them. There's an elephant. Elephant could stay in D tier. I don't like it. I know like it's doing the same thing that the rhino was, where it is technically the whole plate. I just think the nose, I don't want that thing. I don't want that thing around while I'm eating my food, you know? So that's what I think of that one. There's a ram. I think the horns really work well. Yeah, because it just looks like an animal. There's barely any space that isn't like, oh, we filled this in with color because animal is not shaped that way. Ram, that's an A tier. That's an A tier. There's a crab up in S tier, where it's like little antenna eyes are the plates, the little side compartments, and I really don't like them. They really it really icks me. Because like with the frog one, you don't see the antennas coming up. Like you're just like, that is frog head. That's how frog head is shaped. And then you get the antennas on the crab one where it looks like they're supposed to be jutting forward at you. And I just don't like eating off of that. That's weird. So it goes into like, but like it is also kind of silly. So it goes in C tier instead of like D tier or something. So this is my thoughts on that one. I'm scanning, I'm seeing if we've got more. There's a blue bird in here. I think the blue bird can stay in C tier. It's fine. It looks straight at you. Its beak looks okay. I'm cool with it. You know, maybe it can go in B tier even, you know? There's a cow. There's a few cows. There's a brown cow and a black cow. I like the black cow's mouth more. You know, I feel like he looks a little silly. He's gonna moo at me. I'd put it in C tier. I'd switch where the brown and black cow are on this tier list, I think. Which is bottom of D tier, bottom of C tier. I'd flop them. Let's see. There's a tiger. I'm not, you know, a huge fan of its design. I mean, objectively, it's like what it should look like. I don't really care, though. It can stay where it is. It's in D tier. I don't mind. There's a turkey. I feel like I'd only want that on like Thanksgiving, so I feel like it's you know, it's seasonal, situational even. I'll put it in C tier though. He's got a goofy smile on his face. You know, I'd be his friend. Oh, we've got a walrus in there. He has pleading eyes, and I think that earns him a spot in B tier. I really hate this dolphin one. I really hate the dolphin one. Like, I think the dolphin is objectively the worst zoo pal because it doesn't even fit into the design at all. It's a bottom of F tier. Like, I've already talked about it, but it's so bad. It's so horrible. It's just a dolphin on a plate. Like, I like the water popping up to be one of, like, a little wave, a splash, to be one of the side bowls. But like, this is a zoo pal, not a water pal. Okay, I'm not gonna eat my food out of water. That wouldn't be good. What else is here? Wait, there's like a little deer. You know, if I'm getting my animals right, I'm a kind of an animals guy. That's not true. It's fine. I don't like the little nub horns that it has going on. It feels really icky. It goes in like that middle of D tier. I don't know. I really should have just pulled up the tier list myself to do this, so I know which ones I'm missing. There's a white owl in there. Its eyes are, you know, it looks like it's seen God. But I think it can go like a bottom of B tier. It's a little goofy. I mean, it's not a C tier though, you know. Like it's in the upper echelon. I've done most of these. I think, you know, I'm losing focus on which ones I have and haven't done. But I think that's pretty good. You know, I think I'll call that tier list there, and that'll be like my opinions. There's a few in there. There's a gorilla. I see a gorilla now, next to the mouse. I guess I was just distracted by the mouse and the bird next to it. You know. The high tier and the low tier on its sides. And I think the gorilla, it's like low C. It's got its ears on the side and they're very human-y, and I'm not, I don't know, a fan of that. The ears are very human and I don't like it. At least they aren't what you eat off of. You're eating from their hands, so that's okay. I don't know what animal it is, but it's the very last one in their E tier. It's a little guy. I think it's supposed to be a mole or something. It's just a little dude. That guy goes in S, easy for me. I think that'll be where I call the list though. And I think for the sake of me not doing any more stuff off stream because I'm a dumb stupid idiot, I'll end this here. Then I will go back into the VOD and cut it down to just be talking about Zoo Pals. And then I'll upload that. Except in the background it'll be bad because there should be weird like lo-fi audio and also maybe slight Hollow Knight. So I think we actually saved the stream because of the Zoo Pals intermission. So I'm actually kind of a huge fan of everything that's going on right now. So you know, if I had to decide, I'd say this was actually a huge win for awesome people, which is exactly what I am. So